Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at a new kit from Great Escape Games for Dead Man's Hand as I check out the Gallows. As you may have guessed, it contains a set of gallows along with some municipal figures getting rid of some ne'er-do-wells. If the law didn't hang 'em, the next posse will say, hang 'em and hang 'em high. So inside the box, you very simply get a instruction sheet and a sprue. Our frame for the gallows themselves. Take a look at that in a moment. Our instructions are relatively straightforward. As you can see here, step by step, nice clear pictures. 7 steps will have it all built. I believe there are probably optional ones in here when it comes to the build, so your figure doesn't have to be pulling the trapdoor release. And there's also bound man and free noose as well, so you can choose how to set those up. So single frame, we have 4 bodies, 2 convicted with arms behind the back, and then a couple of head options. A couple of head options for the villagers there as well. However, these are obviously all interchangeable with the standard Great Escape Games plastics. So if you do have another head you want to use, or indeed if you fancy using one of these heads on one of your characters for Dead Man's Hand, for example, very nice top hat there, then this is very doable. But let's get it all built and see how it looks when it's ready to rock. Okay, so the gallows is built, although not completely glued together. We'll see that in a moment. To give you an idea of size, we are 80 millimeters long at the front and 80 mil long at the longest side with the steps, but a mere 60 mil without said steps. I'm going to actually just wick those away. It is 85 millimeters tall to the top of the gallows themselves. So as you can see, I've not glued everything on, specifically so I can take these steps away so I can paint these wooden sections. Nice level of detail. Build for the main gallows, very straightforward, very easy. Likewise for the steps, very straightforward, very easy. One thing to watch out for, the gallows themselves with the rope. There are 2 notches out that allow you to glue in either the noose or our unfortunate. Make sure they are towards the front because there's nothing to define which is front and back when you build it until you put this gallows on over the top. And then that defines where you're going to be putting the fencing around the back and sides to stop people falling off or running away. You can see we have our servants of the court, I suppose, judge or potentially preacher, administering the last rites and telling the sheriff at the back to get ready to pull the lever. There's a separate lever if you don't want this to be manned. So if you just want to have the 2 empty nooses and then the lever and nobody on the actual gallows itself, that is doable. The hatches are recessed, so you can put them in and out, but they're not hinged. So they just sit in on the lips that we have there. Although if you did want to have it open, say, what you could do is just glue the hatch directly to the bottom. It will be wider, but you're just looking for the look of the hatch open and the miscreant dancing the hemp fandango, as the man says. you obviously have two prisoners. One can be noosed, or you can have without. If you want to get a separate head from one of your other sprues, then both can just be being led, potentially behind the gallows themselves, waiting for their turn to step forward and be strung up. So they can just be looking futilely at the nooses, hoping that their gang comes to rescue them. Nice level of detail across the build. Obviously, nice heavy planking, same as the buildings. So it'll take a wash or a dry brush very well. These pieces of fencing, I suppose you would call it, to stop people falling off the back or prevent people running away, they are optional. There's no markings and no recesses, holes or anything else to attach them to, which means if you want to get them square on, you have to take a little bit of time, glue one section in, line up the next section to it, and so on and so forth, which is what I've done here. But you could also happily leave them all off and still have a very nice gallows setup, in which case the steps don't necessarily have to go to the rear. They could be added to the front or the side or wherever you want, really, because there's just one little notch that holds them in place. But overall, very thematic set, and very easy to build. And with Dead Man's Hand, there's plenty of opportunity for people to be strung up or rescued from being strung up. So there you go. Whether you need a feature talking piece for your tabletop or an objective, perhaps trying to rescue your bandito friend before the law puts pay to him at the end of the rope. It's a really nice bit of plastic. And I mean, there are other gallows out there. They're fairly easy to get your hands on, but finding then figures with a noose around their neck is slightly harder. The fact that there's a queue of people waiting for this is fantastic. And who knows, maybe I'll dig out some horses as well, have one of those side by side ready to be hung to, for all you Blazing Saddle fans. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.